As we said last week, we predicted the dollar will drop, but it's still not the right time to sell the US dollar. Let's find out why. Hi, I'm Jake from Simple Elite Traders. Every weekend we forecast our best trading opportunities, so make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss out. So let's have a quick look on the US dollar index. So if you like to trade Forex, the first thing that I would suggest you to do is to understand what US dollar is doing, because everything goes through US dollar. If you trade Forex and don't understand what is US dollars doing, you probably would have a very little chance of succeeding. So let's have a quick look. Last week I said we should see a retracement, okay? We might even break that little trend in that. So we are seeing the retracement stronger. We may found support around this 105, which is the monthly pivot, but I suspect we could have a stronger retracement to 104, okay? Yes, to 104, you could say that, oh, we have a broken daily uptrend, but it is really just a correction, phase 2 on a weekly, so a bigger time frame on that. Yes, we do have a high test bar, but look at how bullish that weekly is. We haven't had one selling week until now, okay? So a little retracement like here when it's very strong, 2 week of retracing would be nice. So 1-2 weeks retracing back to 104 would be an ideal area to continue to buy the US dollar, okay? So that's my plan anyway on retracing. Could I really sell the dollar this week? Maybe if you look at the Aussie, if you want to do reversal, because that looks to me is holding quite well. So if you want to do that, maybe drop down to a smaller time frame to an hour or so. It's not really clean really, but look for like something break above on the Friday high, something like that, break above, and then maybe like a real retest back to 65 could be an option, but I'll be more focusing on buying the US stock indices. If you'd like to find out more, make sure you check out my next video on the stock market trading opportunity, okay? So on euro dollar on the other side, weekly, you can see we have a weekly downtrend anyway, very bearish. So now wouldn't surprise me just having a little phase 2 on that. So come back to around this area, then I'll continue to sell the euro, perhaps maybe back to 1-to-1 maybe, or even under. We shall see. Daily, you will see clearer that I have 2 zone. I think this monthly pivot will break, so 106. If you like to trade a phase 2, daily phase 2, maybe wait until, well, there's a monthly pivot right there, 106. So it's not much reward to risk to me, so I will just let it be, to be honest. I will turn into a seller when we find, I think under 108 will be more ideal, stronger pullback, and then we shall see. Through here will be my second target, or even maybe all the way down here. So good reward to risk to sell the euro against the US dollar. Pound, British pound is again very weak. You can see the daily. I think we could see a pullback because we are arguably having like a little double bottom going on. So under 124, I look to be a seller of the pound against the US dollar. One of the weakest one out of this is Swissy, so the Swiss francs. You can see it has been bullish against the US dollar has been bullish against the Swiss francs. So we're seeing all across the European currency weakness. So therefore, US dollar is gaining. I like to see a pullback around this 90 area to go long on Swissy. But obviously, if I pick to say sell euro, sell pound, I won't pick Swissy. It really depending on how clean either of them the entry would be. Moving on to the last one that I think is still, you know, really weak, because we did have a reversal bar, whatever you want to call it, an oversized bar on the Japanese yen when they tried to intervene from Bank of Japan. But if we drop down to hourly, it's really just one bar. Boom, and then we range inside that bar. So usually when this happens, I suggest you disregard this. Just disregard this bar. So we are now just having a little phase 2 going on. Maybe go back to the 147 area. Let me just get it a bit thinner. So if you can see, if we go back up to a time frame to a daily time frame, then you will see I have a mark zone on that, or even the 4 hour. Disregard that bar. We're just having a typical phase 2 at the minute. So, you know, this is just a daily phase 2. If you don't understand that, you should really work on that a bit more. So we could have this ABC correction back to this 148 monthly pivot. Then I will look to be a buyer of the dollar against the Japanese yen, because even though we're seeing dollar dropping, yen is not really gaining. So it is still one of the weakest currency out of it. So recap, I want to be a buyer of US dollar. I don't really want to sell it because it's going to be hard. Maybe Aussie, but I would prefer to buy the stock index. Later on, probably next week, I'll be looking to buy the US dollar again, but we'll update you. Moving on to the commodity side of things. Gold is weak, obviously. Now we are breaching to a support level. So we could see a bounce. Well, I like to see a bounce. Could I trade it? Probably not. Back to this, under this 1,900 area, I could sell it. But I prefer selling the silver because it's not much traffic. You know, over here is already broken the trend line. You know, arguable. The next sort of area will be around this $20 area. So retrace. I'll try and sell it to around here, take some profit, and then manage it, maybe even aim to $18 area for my second trade. So top of my list to sell silver and sell the Japanese yen. Okay, so that's all for me this week. Probably a bit patient on trading the Forex. If you want to trade phase 2, Aussie might be my top pick, but the week after I'll turn back into a dollar buyer, selling gold, selling Japanese yen, euro and pound will be top of my list. If you have any question, drop me a comment. Otherwise, make sure you check out what is my plan on the stock index, because very likely I'll be placing a trade on Monday or Tuesday on S&P 500. Many thanks. See you guys next time.